There's a special kind of pain in being invisible inside your own home. For years, I woke up early, went to work, paid the bills, cooked meals when needed, and tried to be present as a husband and father. But somewhere along the line, my wife, Emily, and my daughter, Sophie, began treating me less like a person and more like background noise. It wasn't always that way. When Sophie was younger, she'd run into my arms after work, shouting, "Daddy." Emily would smile warmly, grateful for how hard I worked to give us a comfortable life. But slowly, things shifted. Sophie grew into her teenage years, and suddenly, I wasn't cool enough. She wanted nothing to do with me. Emily, instead of bridging the gap, joined her. It was subtle at first, dinners where conversations flowed only between the two of them, laughter at jokes I wasn't part of, inside references that left me sitting silently at the table. I told myself it was a phase. But weeks turned into months. Months into years. And the silence around me grew suffocating. One night, after I'd spent 3 hours making their favorite lasagna from scratch, I sat down with them at the table. They barely looked at me. They ate quickly, giggling about something on Sophie's phone. I tried to join in, asking, "What's so funny?" Emily rolled her eyes. Sophie muttered, "Nothing you'd get, Dad." And just like that, the walls closed in. I wasn't a husband. I wasn't a father. I was just there. The breaking point came one evening when I overheard Emily on the phone with her sister. "Honestly, it's like he doesn't exist. Sophie and I are fine on our own. Mark's just there." Those words gutted me. That night, I sat in the dark living room and made my decision. If I was invisible, I might as well vanish completely. The next morning, I kissed Emily's cheek. She didn't look up from her phone. I told Sophie to have a good day at school. She muttered, "Yeah, whatever." Neither of them even noticed the duffel bag in my trunk. And then I disappeared. No note. No explanation. Just silence, the same silence they had given me. For 5 years, I built a new life. I drove across states, took odd jobs, and eventually settled in a quiet coastal town where no one knew me. I worked with my hands, fishing and fixing boats, the sea salt air filling my lungs with something I hadn't felt in years of freedom. The man I became was not the man I left behind. My shoulders grew broader, my beard thickened, my eyes hardened. I learned to live alone but not lonely, surrounded by people who valued my company for who I was, not what I could provide. I never reached out. I never looked back. Until one day, fate intervened. I was working at the marina when I heard a voice behind me, hesitant, trembling. "Mark?" I froze. Slowly, I turned. There she was. Emily. Her hair streaked with gray, her eyes wide with shock. For a long moment, we just stared at each other. "My God," she whispered. "It's really you." I wiped my hands on a rag and said calmly, "It's me." Tears welled in her eyes as she stepped closer. "Where have you been? Do you have any idea what you put us through?" "Sophie," I raised a hand to stop her. Don't stand here and pretend you missed me. You made it clear I wasn't needed." Her lips trembled. "Mark, we were wrong. I was wrong. Sophie, she's grown up now. She asks about you all the time. She regrets." I let out a dry laugh, one that didn't sound like the man she remembered. "Regrets? 5 years too late." She flinched at the bitterness in my voice. "Please, just come home. We can fix this. We can be a family again." I shook my head slowly. "Home? Emily, I begged for years to be seen. To be heard. And you both chose to ignore me until I disappeared. You didn't lose me, you let me go long before I walked out that door." Her tears spilled over as she whispered, "You've changed." "Yes," I said firmly. "I had to." "The man you remember? He died the night he realized he didn't matter to his own wife and daughter. The man standing in front of you now owes you nothing. She tried to reach for my hand, but I pulled it back. Mark, please. Sophie needs you. I need you. I looked out at the waves crashing against the dock, steady and unrelenting. Then I met her eyes with a calm finality. You needed me then, Emily. When I was right beside you, begging for a place in your lives. But you pushed me out. Now you found me, but not the man you left behind. That man is gone. And with that, I turned and walked back to my boat, leaving her standing on the dock, sobbing. For the first time in years, I felt no guilt. Just peace. Because I had finally learned what it meant to be seen by myself.